Every Wednesday we have a special guest on. Tonight
Mm,
we got Keenan. Now,
yeah,
this is a guy that grew up in the hood just like a lot of us, went through hard times. I'm not going to hit on that. He's going to tell y'all about that. From when he was playing the video games with the TV and the guys thinking about robbing and his woman peeped that out. Now, he took a product and just like we did in the streets, we'd take a key of cocaine, 2.2 pounds a kilogram, 1,008 grams a key, an ounce, 28 grams. He took a real product, a legal product, and ran the bag up to millions of dollars in less than 12 months. Now, Keenan, tell us a little bit about your life as when you was a little boy growing
man.
up. Tell us how that was.
Yes, sir, man. First and foremost, man, amazing intro. I love how you started the vibe, man. I'm in here vibing, rocking. I love it. I love it. Yeah, man. But yeah, humble beginnings. I pretty much seen structure in my household from a young age. My dad was a maintenance man. My mom was the manager of apartment complex. She got offered an amazing job that she had to, up and move to Alabama. You know what I'm saying? It was better than the one she had, only getting paid like $4 or $5 an hour, and this one was a couple more dollars extra. So you already know back then, that was big money. So my dad tacked on as the maintenance man. So I seen management and structure at the same time, saying from my parents just paying attention. Um, Obviously they didn't have all the money in the world, but I'll be a fool to sit here and say that they didn't try to make my childhood as great as they could in their abilities. But when it came to anything that I needed, that I wanted, obviously, us as children, we want certain things. We want the nice shoes. My mom was never about to buy none of those. I'm about to get some Shacks and that's about it. If that, what I'm saying, go to Walmart real quick and go get them shoes off the shelf. But I'm like, nah, I want those Air Forces. So I had to starve myself. I starved myself. Lunch was $1.75 a day. I just pretty much never eat it. I never ate in school, and I was saving all that money just so I could buy my first pair of Black Air Force One. So, what I'm saying? I was hustling at a young age, guys, selling candy, anything I had to just to buy the things that I really wanted. I made it happen.
Now, how was what was junior high like?
Man, junior high was very tricky. It was trying to find yourself, trying to find myself back in school, man. And things it was just wasn't panning out because I know I didn't want to be there because the things I wanted at that time was expensive. And I'm like, man, how am I gonna do this? I can't sell candy at this level, whatever the case is. I seen the D boys down the street saying, come and get with us, so that was looking desirable. But at the same time, I already knew I was getting in too much trouble anyways. I just came from an alternative school, for getting in trouble at school, fighting, getting suspended off the bus. My grandmom passed not too long after I joined junior high. And that kind of messed me up, losing grandma, because she was like one of the closest things to me. And just really trying to find yourself, when you just lost, you don't know what place you have in the world, man.
And so then you went on to high school. What was high school like?
High school, man, I was just trying to hurry up and get done with whatever I had to get done with. My grades wasn't good at all. They was just like barely getting by type of grades. I dropped out in the 11th grade because my first child's mother, she got pregnant. And I knew I had to get a job. I knew I didn't want to be a certain type of father. My brother, I seen him at a young age take care of 3 children by himself because the mom just dropped him off with him, and he had to grow up. He had to grow up and take care of 3 children by himself that he had with her, and that just showed me that like, yo, okay, you got to make it happen. You got to make it happen, man. As a father, you got to make it happen. So I quit in the 11th grade, got a job at Chucky Cheese, and just started working from there, man. $6 an hour.
So how much was your check a week at Chuck E. Cheese?
Oh my, oh my goodness. I mean, if we talk about a week, probably like $60, and I was putting in hours.
And what was you doing at Chuck E. Cheese? What was the position?
I was in the back cooking the pizzas. So I was the dude who put the pizzas out on the little things. Occasionally they'll let out the Chucky outfit or whatever the case is. But yeah.
So what did you do after the Chuck E. Cheese job?
After the Chucky Cheese job, I moved to Florida. It was an opportunity that my mom, we're originally from Florida. That's where my mom left from to get the job in Alabama, but she wanted to be close to the grandchildren. She's getting up in age. So she like, yo, I want to retire soon and I want to go back home. And she presented that opportunity to me to come with her. But my life was in Alabama, but I already knew all I was doing is getting in trouble, boss. You know what I'm saying? I'm running with the wrong people. You know what I'm saying? You run into you running with a crowd that you know that's not going to end you nowhere but dead in jail, because that's pretty much where all my friends was. And I had to make a decision for my little girl at that time. So I'm like, listen, I don't want her to be born down here. I convinced her mom to move down there with me at that time. And yeah, man, we moved down there. We moved to Alabama. We moved to Florida, and the first job I got was Walmart. That was like $8 an hour.
And what was you doing at Walmart?
Started a cart pusher, bro. Started a cart pusher, but I know I'm overly ambitious in anything that I do. You know what I'm saying? I always want to be the best at it. I want to go out there and give it 110%. So I started a cart pusher, but I didn't want to end there. I had this crazy general manager he was racist. You could tell, with the come here boy comments, and we're not one of your boys in the hood. We're not one of your boys in the street. I don't know where you come from, but we do things different down here. Just making my life a living hell. And it's an older state, so it's a lot of older people, so they can have accidents in the middle of the floor, right there in the middle. And he would make sure that he'll stand right there, call me over there to clean up the poop that from the old people, and just have a good laugh in front of everybody. So I know I didn't want to stay in that position, bro. So it was one other Black woman there, Miss Alice. I love her to death. I posted a post about me going back there to see her after all these years and gave her some money, but she was like, baby, I want you to work, beside me over here in the electronics section, but you gotta learn how to work the cashier. So I worked my behind off as a cart pusher. I waited until the days where we were super swamped and said, yo, can I learn the cashier, please, so I can help? And they did. They showed me how to do that, and I did that until the point where I eventually got to be the electronics associate, man. So, I got to put on the blue shirt instead of the regular vest. So I got a nice little tie and everything, man, working over there. So that was like one of the highlights.
And then where were you living? You was in Florida, but where was you living at in Florida?
I was at my mom's house at that time. I was at my mom's house at this time. It was when we were just figuring out about the apartment, the one that all the drama happened on, man. And literally on my move-in day, it's crazy because we see women fighting. They over there fighting. Me and my brother, he got the couch, one end, I got the other end. We sitting there watching. And dudes got involved and guns came out. So they started shooting at each other. The other guy running, it's a little kid on a big wheel. He's whizzing by that kid, and it looked like that was his son. So he ran by, and I'm ducked behind the couch like, this is crazy. So I pretty much told my mom, I can't stay here right now. Let me stay with you as long as possible. Because I'm trying to. I have a family now. I have a newborn. I don't want to be over here in this drama. They shooting on the day one. Like, this is their introduction. So I end up letting my cousin stay there for the meantime until my mom wanted us out. So.
And then what were you doing at the apartment? Because you talked about playing the video games. So how was your daily routine then?
Oh yeah, man. So once we actually got into the apartment, I was trying to lay low, man. I didn't want to cause no problems, especially in the city, being from a city that I'm not familiar to. You know what I'm saying? You're not accustomed to certain things. So I tried to stay low, man. So I will always just like after work, I'm playing the video games or whatever the case is. Are you alluding to that night that I was talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So this is some time after me and my child's mother split. And this was when I met my wife. This was when I met my wife and everything. And our neighbor. Say it again, boss.
How'd you meet your wife?
Oh man, it's funny, man. I met my wife. It was my last day going out to the club, and that was her first time out. Period. And I pretty much stayed away from the scene because it was a bad depiction, bro. It's like it was one Saturday we came home, the Saturday right before, and we see a little girl shaking her rump, and her mom sitting there saying, "Yeah, pop that," and it was just a crazy visual. And I'm like, this cannot be our life. This cannot be something that we got to keep doing. At that time, I'm just running around with my cousin, and we were like well known in the club because the local broke people are always in the club, right? So we was in there every week for the free. And I was like, we can't do this no more, man. Let's let last weekend be our last weekend. I went out. I seen my wife, and I know everybody in the club. So she was like the only person that was like new, and that attracted me to her, you know? So, you know, I'm walking over there making my corny jokes, you know, she's laughing, and, you know, we just clicked up like that, man. And it was pretty much, we was a thing for since that beginning, man. You know, she had goals. I didn't. I'm not ashamed to say it. I just wanted to get by another day, boss. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much all I wanted to do. So everything, the structure that I have now is because of a love of a woman, man. You know, like she didn't go to the military that she was already about to go do just by being with me. We had to make a decision. We cried, we held each other. I said, listen, you can go because you have a dream. I don't. I'm just living right now, you know, like I didn't know what I wanted to do or be anything, man. So she ended up deciding to stay with me, man. And that was powerful because she came over the next day and said, I want to make this work, you know? And that was big for me because I'm like, dang, you chose me, a guy in Section 8. You know, your mom had a nice house. Your mom had a nice house and everything, you know. Yeah, you was over there in the projects as well, but you always had, you know, options. And her projects was way better than mine. You know what I'm saying? Like mine, you could tell, you know, and I had to grow up and be a man because she had a son the same age as my daughter. And our kids at that time was 4 years old. So she had a 4-year-old son. I had a 4-year-old daughter. I'm like, man, this must be God speaking to me, man. So that's how I met my wife, boss.
Now, when you was playing you remember you talked about playing them video games? Tell us about the mindset and what you was doing at that time.
Yeah, bro. So every day after work, I was just playing video games and everything, man. You know, our current TV went down. I just got paid. And, you know, I went to the pawn shop and bought a 60-inch TV, man. You know what I'm saying? It was like 139 or something like that. And, you know, I'm bringing it upstairs. I'm happy. I'm hyped. But, you know, the people outside of our complex, you know, we normally see the same faces, but this time it was different faces. Everybody had hoodies on, but I'm not looking for that. You know, as men, we're not looking for that, but women, they have a different type of discernment and a different type of awareness than men. I'm just waiting to go upstairs so I can plug my TV up and play the game, you know? So when we got upstairs, she said, baby, bring your gun, bring your gun. I believe those guys are up to no good. And you know, obviously men's pride, man, no, I got this. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. But you know, eventually I end up bringing my gun, you know, just to, you know, calm things down. Like, all right, just to keep you quiet, I'll bring the gun. And, you know, I mean, shoot, if I didn't, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation because they rolled up on me in the dumpster. I pulled my weapon. They had theirs. People on the balconies was recording instead of calling the police. It was like they was ready to see and you know, an incident and say how crazy it was, but they could have helped. And when I went upstairs, man, I just cried, man, because eventually they backed off, you know, ran away. I ran upstairs, and you know, I went upstairs. I just got in the shower and started crying. You know, I couldn't tell her for like 15 minutes after she kept on asking me, "What's going on? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" You know, and I eventually told her. She's like, "Wow, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry to hear that happen." And I was just upset that that might have been my last time seeing her. That might be the last time me telling my kids that I love them. You know, might not even be able to raise my daughter, you know, raise her son, how I was already, you know, being that father figure in his life. Like all those thoughts flashed by me, man. And that's when I said, I gotta do something. I gotta figure something out.
And so what did you do after that?
Man, after that, boss, it was literally like a spiral of me trying to figure everything out in the internet. Because a month and a half before that, that's when I had Skechers. That's the last day I worked at Skechers. A month and a half before that. And that was because my mom had a stroke while I was at work. And I, you know, and this was me coming off my lunch break. At that time, of course, I'm still young, you know. I don't know what a stroke fully is. I'm not fully understanding what a stroke is. I'm thinking if you get a stroke, you're dead, period. You know, like I'm not thinking, oh, you could possibly live or, you know, that's just not going through a person's head who has no idea what a stroke is. So I'm coming off my lunch break. I got pool of tears coming off my face. I asked my boss, hey, I need to go see my mom. She just had a stroke. It was a busy Saturday. And he said, no, you see how busy it is? Go out there and sell some shoes. So obviously I had a decision to make, right? I could either give him my emotion that I'm feeling right then and there, or I could just quit and just go see my mom. I chose the second option, man. I went to see my mom. I was beside her. And yeah, that right there let me know that I can't work for somebody. I can't. I got to figure this out. So that mixed with this situation right here made a perfect storm for me to turn out and be this relentless businessman that I am now.
So then when did the products, how did that come to play? Or were you trying to figure out what you was going to do, how you was going to make some money, or what business? Tell us about that.
Yeah, man. So pretty much, man, I was already like, you know, a handsome guy that women like to follow on Instagram. And I'm like, man, listen, it's other guys on Instagram making some money somehow. And one of them put me on, you know, shout out to K-Way. One of them, he put me on to his affiliate marketing thing. And at that time, every big person on the internet, which I wasn't that big, but I still had a following, you know, they was doing affiliate marketing. So I'm like, oh, shoot, let me jump in this lane too. So I started affiliate marketing. We was, you know, we seen a little success, you know, but it was major success back then. Like we're talking 1,000 a week is like life-changing money for me. Because even with my nighttime job and my daytime job at Skechers, I was only clearing like 500 a week. I mean, 500 every 2 weeks, not a week, but every 2 weeks from those jobs. So I'm making $1,000 a week. I'm feeling like I'm El Chapo. You know, you can't tell me nothing. I'm eating the best food off a TGI Friday menu and everything. I'm like, well, I am him, you know, like just that thought process. And I ran across a skincare product, you know, and this is when, you know, I was like, okay, let me try this one. Because I was just trying to try different products just to see if I can have different success. You know, I'm like, I don't have to ship it. It's not my product. So I can actually go out there and charge. So I tried it, bro, and it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? It was amazing. I got to 1,000 a week very quick with that. 2,000 a week, 3,000. I'm like, yo, this is crazy money right now. This is life changing. It wasn't until I was able to save up enough money to move out the hood, right? We was renting a house, but we was already in the process of trying to use credit to actually get a house of our own. The down payment, we knew it was 20,000. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna get that from this. Because I was working crazy that 1 week to actually get a $25,000 paycheck. That was about to be my down payment for a house. And the people ran away. The advertiser ran away with my money. They never paid me for that long. They just ran away. I'm talking to the my media and connect. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, I'm supposed to be getting paid. They said they'll take care of you when they come back from vacation. I'm so sorry this happening. This never happened before. I'm like, but what do I supposed to tell these people about this house? Long story short, I lost that house, man. You know what I'm saying? I lost that house. They gave, you know, somebody outbid me or whatever the case is. I couldn't put the down payment on it. And we had to move down to another hood, but not even like it wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough to the point where it was like, yo, this is not where we belong. We just was about to, you know, hit our goal of being somebody. And, you know, just for them to take all the money, because I'm the type of person, I'm putting all the money back into the business so I can make it more profitable. And I knew that without even having an actual business. I just was putting all the money back into the affiliate marketing so I can make more money per week. So I gave them pretty much all my money. I only had $3,000 left. So I had to move into an apartment that was $750 at the time. It was $750. And luckily they was able to let me move in with the credentials that I did have. So we were operating back on little funds again. And, you know, this is when I said I need to work for myself, boss. So that was the very moment when I said, you know what, let me figure out how I can do this for myself.
And how did you figure that out?
I just pretty much took everything I was doing for other people, as far as like posting pictures, getting people to like it and getting people to buy the product. And I had to source the product. I'm like, okay, let me go source the product, whatever the case is. I private labeled it first. I was like, okay, I can't get expensive products because I can't afford it. So I think I only ordered like 10 to 20 products at that time, you know, and my products are for females, guys, stretch marks, say like all those things. So I'm like, I need to only order a couple products. So I got those products to me. I found out Fiverr. I was boom, $5 for a label. It was a very cheap label. I printed it out on a computer at the in the complex. In the complex, they got the little office that you can use. My wife introduced me to the little spray glue that was like a lifesaver. It's like $2.97 at Walmart, $2.97. Spray in the back of it. You know, we coughing, choking when we put labels on the little jars. It was very low maintenance, guys. You know, people was complaining about they logos all crazy. But, you know, it's like, yo, hey, what do you want me to do, man? Come on now. This is the American dream, right? You're supposed to start off poor and then get up there. So give me time to make it better. So, you know, that's pretty much, man, how we started that. Got the products low. And then the pricing is really what put me above a lot of other people, man. The pricing. I didn't start off super low like everybody else because I would have to compete with them. I didn't want to compete with nobody to the point where we're competing. Oh, yours $20 this week, mine's $15 this week. Yours $15 a week, mine's $10 this week. I didn't want to enter in that game because I already knew there would be no money in there. And I already seen the results that when I was posting the affiliate, I'm like, okay, shoot, their products is like $50, $60. And I'm getting a commission of like $30 each product that I sell. So I'm like, why don't I just make my product $50, $60? I didn't want to at first because I'm thinking now I'm playing into the colorism of things. I'm like, well, maybe I can't do that as a black man. Maybe my value is not that high as a black man. Maybe I should do low like all my other competitors because we got to understand our place in this world. That was my mindset then until, you know, I robbed myself. I got rid of that crazy mentality. And I said, no, let me price my stuff the same and let me see how it works. The moment I threw it out there, man, within the first hour, I got my first sale for $60. It was wild. I still got my phone somewhere in here. Should have had it prepared. It's my old school phone, man. It's all broken and beaten up. It's actually this one right here. It's crazy. It's all broken and beaten up. And this is the phone that I text my brothers on and say, yo, I got my first sale. It's lit. Everything changes after this moment. And it did, boss. I was growing. I was growing very quick as well.
And then when you start moving all these products, how did you feel? Like, how was you moving them? What was you doing? Because I was
doing the influencer marketing. So I was going after people with followers and I was just paying them whatever little money they wanted, right? So at that time, I didn't have much money. So I'm like, yo, work with me. How much we doing? It was like $30, $50 here, $30 here. So every time I would pay them, they would post a picture of my ad that I wanted them to post on their page. And as they did that, as they were doing that, every person that followed me, I would message each person. So if 100 people followed me, I would message every single person and say, hey, thank you for following us. We want to show you that we're different from other businesses. We actually appreciate you. Here goes 10% off, 15% off. Literally every follower. So that took like a couple hours every day out of my time, but it was worth it because people felt like we actually care. People want to feel like they're not just another number. They want to feel like, oh, when you marketed this in your caption, I always communicate with people as if I'm only talking to them. Because I seen it work when I was just being a handsome guy on Instagram. I was like, hey, how was your work? How was your day, beautiful? You know, and the likes would go up on the pictures. And I'm like, let me just communicate the same way in products. And I would just talk to ladies. If nobody don't know I was a man. Nobody didn't know I was a man. Like I'll go over there, yes, you know, so they thinking I'm a woman, you know, and I'm just talking to them, you know, and I know certain times of the day how to communicate, you know. I knew once people get off work in that work window of 3 to 6 o'clock, you ask a person, man, listen, I know you had a long day, and I know you want to get your body right too. We have the products for you, you know, or good morning, beautiful. Before you go to work, go ahead, get your order in. You know what I'm saying? Like it was certain words that I was communicating with people because they understood. And it felt like an Instagram within the Instagram. I tell people, build a community within the community. So you're a part of Instagram, but people want to go to your page because you make them feel away. And that's how you got to communicate with people. And that's pretty much how we was growing quickly because I was making it more personal, man. You know what I'm saying? My logos was like cricket, like I was saying. My packaging was horrible, but it looked like a homemade brand, like a person that really came from home and made a product with tender love and care, as raggedy as it was. So I can't tell people about having a perfect product in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Because it was far from that.
So keep going as it started growing. Tell us more about that as when you got better.
Man, as every dollar that I made, I put it back into the business. So I either invested in quality, which I did, in quantity. So I went up in value as far as the pieces of orders I always tell people, the moment you sell out, order triple. Don't order double because you know double is going to sell out. Order triple. And that's exactly what I did. I put that money into that. And the moment I sold out of that, that's when I started caring about packaging. So I actually went to an actual label place and they created the sticky labels for me, which made my life so much better because I got tired of choking and coughing. I think I might have some health problems down the road. Those commercials on TV be like, have you and your life inhaled spray glue? That might be me. I don't know. But yeah, man. So I actually got the actual labels. I invested more into the actual quality of the product. So where I had chemicals in, I removed those chemicals to move to a more all natural base because I seen the world was shifting to natural then. This was back in 2018. Being natural wasn't so huge until mid 18 to 19, when everybody wanted everything natural. Everybody was vegan. Here, it was a craze. And so I had to find a manufacturer that would do it. And I already knew that natural products would cost like $2 or $3 more, but my profit margin was so big that it really didn't bother me. I was just greedy at the time. So that's why I didn't switch it so quick. Like I told you, I feel like I'm like making life-changing money. At that point, I'm thinking I'm doing like 5,000-10,000 a week. It didn't really start going. It went ham literally the month and a half, the second month, when I started ramping up my influencers, the people who I was actually dealing with when I was actually promoting my products. I stopped caring about how much I was paying them because that kept me away from people. So it kept me down here working. But the second month, I made some serious money, man. I think by the end of month 2, I had over 200,000. You know what I'm saying? That I made over 200,000 in the business.
So now you're making all this money,
Yeah.
and you were ordering big old canisters and stuff. Didn't I see you on social media with some?
Yeah, I did that eventually, but at first back then I was just ordering little jars, and selling them individually to people.
Now, how was you shipping them out?
I was shipping them via post office, man. Oh my goodness, that was a crazy process at first. I said I didn't know nothing. That's the crazy part about this. And I still don't know a lot about business. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know enough to get by. But I didn't know things. So I'm going there, spending hours inside the post office, scanning each product, and the people at the post office just staring at me as they scan it. Because I got like 3 or 4 garbage bags full of products. And they was like, why don't you do this at home? I'm like, I can't do y'all job at home. Like to me one day because they got mad. The man, she pulled me to the side and say, I'm gonna kick you out next time you bring all these packages. I'm like, what you? It's your job. She's like, why don't you just print out the labels at home and stick them on side? I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Somebody just, and that's when it got better, bro. I'm like, okay, cool. So I could just print them out. And at that point, Shopify, I started learning more about Shopify because at first I was just processing sales. That was it. But I'm like, oh, I can actually print the labels out here, and I would stamp them on. I would call my sister up, like, hey, can you pull up to the house? Me and the wife need your help. So she'll come over there. We'll call my sister-in-law, my brother's wife. She'll come over. So now it looks like I got a little staff, man. I'm like, I can only pay y'all a couple of dollars, man. Let's get it done. And they would come over there, man, and we would just. And now at that point, I'm just dropping them off at the post office versus sitting in line. But that was good for customer service because people was like, what do you do? What do you even sell? And people would buy from me literally right there because they seen that I had so many orders and it showed that people love and want this product. So it was actually good for, for the presence of everything.
So keep going after that.
Yeah, man. So we kept making money. And the thing is, I never checked the amount of money we was making until we made 300,000. So when we made 300,000, I'm driving. Where was I? I'm driving. No. I was in a barbershop. I was like, let me check this. Because I already knew we was making money, right? We was getting sales. And the thing is, I never wanted to look. That's me. I still don't look at my sales until the day is over. Like that's just how I have to have something to celebrate at the end of the day, right? It makes me feel good. It makes me feel accomplished. So I don't never like the scoreboard watch during the day, because you might not have enough a lot of sales at this time to this time, but it might go crazy at this time. So that's just me, man. I'm weird like that. So I didn't check until we made 300,000. When I seen that, I was like, yo, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I called my wife when I got in the car. I'm like, I gotta tell you something when I get home. I'm over there crying and stuff. I'm like, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. She told me, so what are you talking about? Because I kept on saying, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. She thinking I'm talking about some other woman. So she helped me right there on the phone. You're like, boy, you better tell me what's going on. I'm like, man, we made 300,000. She's like, what? So, you know, she's happy. She's excited. That's the moment when I knew, hey, we can actually make some money here. I got to press down double times. So this is when I went all the way in. So as I was putting all the money back into the business, I always had some money left over, because I never wanted to have that feeling of being broke ever again. That feeling scared me. This is the main reason why I wake up every day like I do now, because I still remember the piss in the hallways. I still remember walking over the yellow tape and covering up my kids' eyes because somebody might be laying right there. And these was my these thoughts that haunted me. So I worked every day as aggressive as possible so I can make it happen for myself and my family. So once I found out we made 300,000, I'm like, yo, okay, let's turn this up. I started putting more money back into the business, marketing better, putting my brand out there everywhere. 2018 to 2019, people cannot say they didn't see my brand. That's how much I was working. You know, every dollar I was getting, it was either going into products or marketing. I didn't keep none for myself. I didn't buy a car for myself at that time. Only thing we had, we was renting the house. That was it. We was renting the house, but everything else, and we still had the Nissan, you know, and that was it. So we still working, $300,000 up. And then month five, I didn't check my numbers until month 6, but month 5 is the month that we passed that $1 million mark. You know, that was one of those ones, man. That's something I can hold with me forever, because I never thought that this person right here will be a person to make $1 million, especially in a year, Not me, not the person who dropped out in the high school, who had a child young, who got locked up for just running the streets with his dang friends. Not a person who made his mom upset and all that, and she said, boy, you had a future that you just threw it away. Not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, because that's something that we see in movies. I never seen it done before. It was only God, guys. It was only God. Me and God had this relationship where I was like, Lord, I'll do whatever you want me to. Can you just please keep me away from the hood? Can you please keep me away from this situation that I'm continuously keep putting myself in? Can you please help me out? And I knew he required certain things from me. He required me to be obedient. And that's what I started doing. I started being obedient to the word. I started listening to the word of God more often and paying attention to what I was actually reading. And that what switched this whole mindset up, man. So when I passed that number, man, I went home. I saved the news. I didn't want to tell on the phone because I know how my wife was tripping last time, you know. So I went home and I showed her the phone. She was like, get out of here. I'm like, no, we did it, baby. We did it. She was like, no, is that real? Is that us? Stop playing with me. I'm like, we did it. So we held each other. We cried. We jumped up and down and we ordered crabs, man. Crabs is our celebration. We want to celebrate. We order some crabs. So as we sitting down there eating crabs, man, we're watching HGTV and we're looking at those $1 million homes like that's affordable now. That was like one of the best feelings in the world, bro. You know? So that was literally sitting down there eating, but you were at peace. You were at peace because you know that you're far removed from the situation that haunted you forever, you know? And that's where we was mentally. I threw a company party. It was $1 million company party where I met majority of my good friends, my photographer, my videographer who shoots majority of my stuff now. I met him there. We invited the same family members out that said, nah, this is just a side hustle. Don't take it serious. And then the same people sitting there, I knew you was about to make it. I told you. Did I tell you? Like, no, you didn't. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, I guess in people's minds, they want to remove all the crazy stuff they said. I'm like, whatever. So, you know, it was a lot of people that came in, man. My mom and my dad got to see me change, man. they got to see me change. And I seen my mom's eyes. I seen the tears in her eyes. Son, I'm proud of you. My dad, he was like, son, you did it. And I'm a daddy's boy, man. You know, so it's like, man, to show my dad that I can do more, because he was always a man that showed and led, man. He took on my mom's 3 children, and they was like 14 years old. So he came in their life at 14 and assumed the father role immediately, you know. And I came on later after a while. A little backstory on that, guys. I'm adopted. My mom actually met my birth mother in the hospital, and the woman didn't know if she wanted to abort me or not, right? She was trying to abort me because she was heavy on drugs. They said that the baby could possibly have crack in the system. And when I actually got delivered, I had a lot of crack in my system. And at that time, my dad had to lie on the papers and say he slept with my birth mother. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just so they can work it out to the point where my mom can actually adopt me. That was a process. So I got adopted, you know, by my parents, and I didn't find out until I was 17. I was running crazy at that time. Like I was saying, I was running the streets, running around. My mom had to tell me so I can actually be grateful for something. And she said the woman had cancer. So, and the woman said, yo, can you please tell him about me? Can you let him know that I'm actually his mom? You know, and she did that. My mom said she didn't want to tell me for nothing in the world. She didn't want to uproot whatever I had going on. Because in my mind, my family was my family. I actually looked like my mom. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and so she had to tell me. It broke me down, man. It broke me down. You know, of course, a lot of this was jumbled up, but none of that meant nothing, bro. You know, I held a lot of disdain in. I'm like, yo, why would you tell me? It like mini ruined my life, but not really. But you know how it is when you're a 17-year-old kid. You think you know it all, and then you find out you don't know nothing else about yourself. And it wasn't until we met at a park. It was my birth family and my family that I knew in 2 different gazebos on 2 different sides. It looked like a scene out of Twilight, man. And, you know, everybody's crying on both sides. My family's crying, my birth family's crying, and a woman is sitting right there in the middle. She walks over there. We take a walk with my mom. She says, this is your birth mother. You know, my heart dropped, man. I'm like, yo, this can't be me. I'm over here wishing it was my cousins, bro. Like at that point, I had cousins that I didn't like so much. So I'm like, why couldn't this happen to him? Right? Lord, breaking down, I walked over there and said, listen, this changed nothing. Family is family. And it wasn't until the woman said, you know what's funny? It's crazy to see you here because all your birth brothers they're in jail for murder. And I always had a temper about myself, and it kind of answered a lot of questions why I wasn't like everybody else on this side. It's because I got a lot of things DNA work on this side, you know, and it just showed me what I didn't want to be in life. So I kind of cleaned my act up once she told me that, because I knew I had a goal, man. So now we go back to this, man, to see my father and my mom's face and how proud they was of me. That was everything, bro. That was everything. That night was amazing. But the next day you would swear it never happened, because I'm prideful on not sticking in my celebration. Because we know people who stick in their celebration, they like to go out of town, they like to do this and that. I was already rooted in hard work because I knew where I came from. I knew where I could go back to if I don't put in that much work to stay that way. So the next day we went back to work like nothing ever happened. You know, like nobody would know that even happened if it wasn't for the pictures and videos and people who was there to be witnesses. Like we went back to work crazy. That's why we was able to make 3 million that same year versus, you know, just 1.5 million, 1.6 million. We went back to work and grind just as hard as we did the first time. Because once I seen that making $1 million is not impossible, man, come on. I was like, I need to see more of those things every time. If I make more millions, I get closer to not being broke ever again. So that's when I was running. That was when I was running, and I ran to that 3 million mark at the end of the year, bro.
Now, when did you reward yourself? Was it anything you always wanted growing up, and after you made these millions, you said, okay, let me go ahead and reward myself or reward my wife?
Yeah, bro. It was so it wasn't until we made like 1.2 million when I said, man, okay, now it's time to get something. You know, we got like a Camaro and we got like a Mercedes, you know, because I'm still not in that mindset like, yo, you're rich, man. You can actually buy some different stuff. You know, had that for a little while. And then we're like, man, let's upgrade it. I wanted my dream car at that time. You know what I'm saying? My dream car, I'll show you a post right now. Flip this around. Here we go. My dream car was the i8. You know what I'm saying? I had it since 2017. I was always driving the little toy car around because I was like, man, one day I'm gonna get this. I seen it in 2015 when it was in just the visualization stages. Like I was like, yo, one day I gotta have this. I gotta put my hand on it. And it wasn't until 2019, right? Early 2019 when I actually got it, man. You know, that was like everything for me. It's still in my garage, man. It's still one of my most prideful, you know, possessions, because that's something that I dreamed of getting, you know. So to actually have it is, man, come on. Every time I go in the garage, I feel like a winner.
Now, what made you how did you get the gold on there? Actually, let me share the screen. Because I don't know if y'all can see this. They got to see this.
Yeah, man.
Can y'all see the screen? So tell us about that paint, you know, that color. What made you get the gold or whatever? Yeah,
man. So the rose gold, I just started getting attracted to the color. I love the color. It was one of those colors that draw you in. And that's why I see majority of ladies love it. And the fellas love it just because the ladies love it. Exactly. Like that post right there. I met, you know, one of the top lawyers, you know, just because this girl loved the car, and that kind of set up our situation. And that showed me every car that I have from now on, I need to make it a statement piece, because I seen the attraction and I'm like, let me put it on the car. You know, I'm like, okay, if it works on jewelry, can I put it on the car? Let me see what happens. So that's what I did, man. I put it on my vehicle. And people went crazy, bro. I get more attention from on my BMW right there. This was before I even had the Rolls Royce, right? So on my BMW, that BMW get more attention than Lambos, Murcielagos, McLarens, all of that. People come to my car because of how it looked, and I understand attention is everything. That's why I put my @ name on the side of those vehicles. I was growing followers simultaneously because, you know, and I grew that personal page to 1 million followers in less than a year from just being, you know, dropping that jaw-dropping shop content.
Tell us about this picture right here.
Yeah, man. So that's pretty much that picture back there of me getting locked up and everything. That's when I was running the streets crazy, man. Like literally me making a bad decision after a bad decision after bad decision. That was like literally right after me leaving Walmart. It was right after me leaving Walmart. And, you know, linking up with the wrong people, you know, they saying, hey, just drive, man. At that time, I just bought me a little beater car. You know, I think it was a Bonneville. It was a Bonneville, you know, and they was like, yo, bro, just drive us to this spot right here. We're going to split the money. At that time, I still got like little info, but I knew what they was doing, you know, and I'm like, all right, cool. Trying to be the cool guy in the circle. They do that, you know, running out the house, leaving evidence behind. I jump in the car, take off, not knowing that these people actually got a camera, and we all got locked up. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna throw my life away. I got a daughter. That I only see on the summer times and you know, in the holidays. Okay. I'm gonna be that stupid, you know. And that's pretty much where, you know, I tried to change my life from that moment, man.
Now tell us about this picture right here.
Oh man, yeah, bro. So Astro van, man, that was like a little $500. That was like $500 from a buy here, pay here car lots. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we was over there, man. That was one of my that was the hood, actually, one of the apartments before that's actually painted. So that's actually updated. So however it looks to y'all, just know that it was looking worse than that. You know? And you know, I got my daughter for Christmas. you know, and I was like, baby, you know, one day, you know, we're gonna make it happen. And, you know, like my mind was so warped. As you see, she has new Jordans on. I had new Jordans on. That's they get in. I'm like, yo, so I'm thinking like that's like the best thing I could ever give her. Not even think about giving her an actual future, but let me just give her some shoes. And I believe that's where majority are, that we fail in the culture, thinking that it's all about that. So me posting that picture of now, how it is now, I'll be hoping that people actually understand my before and after pictures, boss, because it has so much pain and truth in there. Like, and I only be want to try to communicate. I want to communicate that, the pain and the truth, because you know it's too many entrepreneurs that only show the good. People can literally go down to my page in 2015 and see my life wasn't not how it was before. I'm just in the hood, you know, trying to be a guy on Instagram, and people can see the elevation. And that's what a lot of people who actually deal with me say. They're like, yo, bro, I checked. Your elevation is crazy. You grew up.
Now this thing is sparkling.
Oh, yeah, that's somebody who edited the picture. They put a little sparkling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now, oh, this is when you're going to celebrate.
Yeah, that's when I was going to celebrate my first millionaire student. In my course, you know, I was over there teaching people how to start and grow a business step by step, just the way we did it, man. I didn't hold back no information, because I truly want people to get rich. And I truly believe that God is going to take care of you. He's going to take care of you. So you don't have to worry about somebody going to steal your idea or this and that. That's just too much stress to worry about. So I never was worried about that type of thing.
Now, tell us about when did you start thinking about getting the Rolls Royce?
Man, I was just getting so many crazy comments, you know, of people saying, yeah, you just got that car. Okay, cool. Everybody can get this. Anybody can get this. Anybody could get this. And I knew I wanted the Rolls Royce when I was super rich. I wanted to wait to get the Rolls Royce until I'm up like $10 million. But I was like, man, I have to get it because this is my statement car. You know, the first car be like, okay, cool. But this car says I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And that post was legendary too. It's on my page as well. It's like down, it's below that. It's like way below that one. But it's a post when I'm like out there taking pictures and I just like throw my umbrella down and I'm like showing real life emotion. Like that was not planned. And that video had over like hundreds of thousands of views because they seen the authenticity and the, you know, and the frustration of it all. I'm like, I don't even supposed to be here and I'm living this amazing life. I'm here. You know, just sitting there screaming and shouting, man, like it was an exciting moment.
Now, tell us about this right here. This picture right here.
Oh yeah, that's the picture when I linked up with the guy who sold me my house, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I had it in my phone cooked up. I ain't want to post it just yet because I wanted to wait until we move in close by. You know, close to the move-in date. So that's pretty much what I did, boss.
Now, when I met you, I told you that house reminded me of the Wynn Hotel in Las Vegas. Like one.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the ceiling and the decor and all of that? The marble, the poles.
Yeah, man. A lot of gold leaf in that house. He put a lot of detail in that house because that's the owner's house. Like the owner that you seen.
Yeah.
He actually owns a real estate agent, a real estate company, which we were just meeting in his office, and this was his home. And he stood there for like 3 hours breaking down every little piece, everything. He put a lot of detail in, man. Like,
can you tell us some of it? Because that man put a lot of money in this house.
Yeah, man. Like the ceilings, it took him 2 years to complete because he wanted every single detail to make sense. The doors that you see on the side is like $40,000 each. Because they're like steel plated doors. So like, you know, you're safe if anybody try to come in your house, you know, break in, you got time, you know. So these were the things that he was thinking about inside this house, which is why he priced it at 4.6 million. He said, man, I did so much work to it. I put so much money into this house. You wouldn't even believe. I'm like, I would, because this is the best looking house in Florida. Like I literally I've been looking at houses. That's literally me and my wife's thing. Oh, go back to a little bit, right? Like when we were poor.
Let me see if I can go. Let me see if it'll. I don't know if it'll let me work it to go back.
Yeah.
It'll probably have to start over, but I can stop it whenever you tell me to.
Oh, no, you good. You good. No, I'm just talking about in the story. I'm going to go back in the story a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Like, me and my wife's favorite thing to do was go to rich neighborhoods and look at nice houses, or we'll look at houses that had model homes. That's literally what we did every single weekend. We wanted to inspire ourselves. So while we were in the hood, we have our kids with us. They're saying, "Oh my God, I love that house. I love that house right there." You know, give us motivation to do better in life because our kids love that house. They want to get out the hood. They want to get out the neighborhood that we're in now. And it wasn't until I seen this house when I said, I gotta have it. I don't care how much.
How did you find it? How did you find this house?
Literally, bro, I was just looking online. I was looking online constantly. Every house that was nice, you know, back especially this year, houses are going like crazy. Like houses was going crazy. I'm like, dang. And I realized all the houses $2 million and under was flying off the shelves. But the houses 3 to 4 million and 5 million above, they were staying still because people didn't have enough money to work in that range, right? It wasn't fitting their budget. So when I seen the price, of course, I was like, woo, that's a price tag right there. Oh my, trust me, it was long nights and hard thinking. But, you know, I sat there and said, I love the challenge. I love the challenge. Let me make it work. And I told him I'm gonna get that thing done in 4 years. I told him, give me 4 years. It'll be fully paid off, you know? And I need a challenge like that, bro, because I'm like, the things I'm gonna do to this house, I'm gonna put butlers in there, maids in there. I'm gonna show people Black excellence on a whole nother level. I'm gonna show us in a whole light that people don't see us in that much. And I want to show people that screw up, ex-felon, 9 to 5 person can do it. I want to show them that we can do it, man. It's different from actors and athletes and all those other dang people. I'm showing them that regular people can make it happen too. A regular person bought this house. A everyday person like you bought this house. You know, so I want to make a statement for all of us. I'm making a statement that we can make it happen. We don't have to sing, rap, and do all these things, play ball, be the best, this and that. No. We can be ourselves and we can make things like this happen.
Now you're teaching people how to do this because you got a challenge coming up where you're going to show these people in a week, 5 days, how they can take this product and you're going to give them all of your secrets and the blueprint and all of that. Can you tell us about that? And I want to put the link up because I know we have a lot of beauty professionals on here, people that sell products, they aspire to have their own product line. But for somebody that went from 0 to 3 million in a year, heck, that's moving a bunch of products. So tell us about this challenge. And I'm going to put the link in the chat box so they can even sign up. So tell us more about that.
I got you, bro. Okay, so the challenge is called Find the Perfect Product Challenge. Guys, I get over like 100,000 DMs asking one question. And the question is, hey, I want to start a business, and we know what the but is. They don't know what to sell. So, okay, cool. Let me help you out with that. I have a 5-day challenge where I'm going to break down strategy, marketing, and it's going to lead up to finding the perfect product to market. Because you guys got to understand, right? It's certain products that move crazy. I have millionaire students in here. I have millionaire students in the program that was able to find their perfect product with me, just persuading them a little piece. And I figured that why not create a challenge where I can get a whole bunch of people in here and teach them the same ways that I did it and break down and help them find their perfect product. Because if I give you all the things that you need, you can create the same amount of success as I did. Because I understand this one thing. It's 7.8 billion people in the world. It's 2.1 million US online shops. So it's only 2 million stores in the US, but it's 7.8 billion people. E-commerce will make $4 trillion this year. Next year, we'll make $5 trillion. And that money is getting spread across those 2 million people. So if you add your little shop, right, it changes. Everything changes. I was able to take just a little piece off of it, right? 0.00000.1%, right? But I extracted 3 million my first year. My business is now an 8-figure business, certified 10 million plus, right? More like right now, we're probably like at 12.5, 13 million in 3 years. So able to, we created an 8-figure business within 3 years. That's how much money is out here. It's not too much about how great my product is. Great. I put a lot of quality in there, right? But the thing is, it's all about just the layout of things. E-commerce is getting bigger each and every year. It went from 4 trillion to 5 trillion next year. That's crazy. You know, it's crazy.
So I put the link in the chat box. So basically they can join the challenge. They click on that. And then you got the general admission 97 and the VIP 297.
Yeah, man. I advise a lot of y'all to join the VIP, man. You get the Q&A with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like extra attention. And plus, I got a lot of cool giveaways that I'm giving away to random VIP members, right? We're going to put your name in the raffle, pull you out. So every single day, I'm giving away like 3 to 4 prizes, man. I'm talking about, I got some over here. Like, I got the dang iPhone. Hey, y'all see this? Got iPhone 13s that I bought. I went crazy because I ain't got too many people to give to but my wife and kids. And, you know, out of getting all this stuff, you know, our house getting too overcrowded. You know, we got Gucci giveaways, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went a little crazy, man. You know, like it.
And you just gonna pull out the hat.
Yeah, I'm pulling out the hat, bro. You know, we got.
I'm buying one of them $200-$300 tickets because I might happen to get my name pulled out the hat. Because I just bought an iPhone 13. That thing was $1,000 to $1,200 or something.
It's up there, bro. It's crazy. It's up there. You know what I'm saying? I got cash giveaway prizes. Like, I'm giving away nothing less than $300. So, you know, somebody can actually win their whole challenge for free, their whole VIP experience for free if they win that 300. So, you know, I'm doing this, man, because I want to keep it interesting. I want to keep it lighthearted, and I like giving back, man. You know, like that's something that I've been doing since I was broke, and it feels good to do it now at this position. You know what I'm saying? To give back to people and, you know, hook them up.
So how does it feel now from being broke, you know, to now just being able to buy whatever you want, just do whatever you want? How does that feel to you?
Man, bro, you know, it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing for sure. It's one of those things that I every day, bro, I sit here and ask, is it real? I hope that I'm not in a coma. I hope that you're real. I hope that I'm not in a coma and I'm waking up somewhere in somebody's hospital because something happened to me while I was young. I'm hoping that this is all real, brother. You know what I'm saying? God has blessed me tremendously. It feels amazing. I feel like I'm actually getting somewhere in life, man. You know, and it feels like I just got started too, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, to keep it real, I don't feel like I have even started yet because, you know, I haven't got any automation. So everything was done literally with my handwork. So now seeing that, oh, shoot, oh, so y'all got things, Adam, oh, you know, so this is where, you know, I'm at in my head, like, okay, we can make this happen, man. But it was one of those moments, man. It was like, it feels amazing, boss. You know, just to be able to buy things and do things for yourself and inspire others. I have millions of people every time I'm in the airport. People like, yo, Papa, you changed my life. Yo, man, you did this and that. I'm like, wow, a little kid from the country.
How did you come up with the Instagram name? Tell them your Instagram name.
Papa Chulo _dreaded.
Yeah.
Y'all, I was I was a ladies' man, y'all. You know, before I met my wife, though. Let me make that disclaimer right now. Before I met my wife and everything, you know, I was out there, you know, like, okay, cool, man. You know, they feeling me, You know what I'm saying? and I created the name. It's so crazy, bro, because my birth mother, she told me that my father is Puerto Rican. You know, but you know, she couldn't. She don't know where he's at or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? And I just went with the whole thing. I'm like, oh well, shoot, I'm half Puerto Rican then. I don't know if she just like I just went, you know, and it's something that, you know, the ladies like or whatever the case is. And the name stuck, man. I wanted to change it. You know, like, but the thing is, it stuck. People liked it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shoot, well, people like it. I might as well not change it.
What was the day that you said Papa Chulo? When that you said you was gonna have that name?
Man, it was back in the day, bro. I had a name for like a long time. It was what was it at first? It was Dreaded something. And then I was like, man, let me just roll with Papi Chulo. You know what I'm saying? I had that name since like 2015, I believe.
Make sure y'all follow Papa Chulo _dreaded. Now, tell us about the clothes that you get. You got to have some of these clothes made, don't you?
Oh yeah. I get a lot of pieces made. You know, my boy Rich Guy, he'll go right there in the Dior store, grab a scarf, cut it up real quick, and make a nice trench coat like he did off that. You know, that's 18 hours worth of labor right there. You know, I told him I had an interview. He made it. You know, luckily at this level, you don't have to care about price. You know, you just want to look good, you want to look nice, and that's pretty much what it was, man.
Now, I remember this when you was going in the stores buying everything for this challenge.
Yeah. Hey, my wife called me and said, "You doing too much now. You need to slow down." I'm like, all right. Yeah, man. So it's crazy.
So I'm putting this link. I done put this link in here several times. Y'all make sure that y'all sign up for the challenge, learn how to sell these products. Because y'all always talking about how can I get my own product line? How can I sell these products? So y'all got the kingpin on here tonight. Do you have time to answer any questions?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna go into Q&A. Let me
y'all remember I told y'all I just turned my old phone on when I'm hitting up my brothers. And if y'all can see this picture right here, that's my first sale when I made this $60.
$60.
The $60. And you know, I was like, first sale, no promo, it's lit. You know, so I was extra excited, man. But from this day right here, I just knew that I felt the calm feeling like everything's gonna work out. And thank God it did. And I just wanted to show y'all that, like, literally, that's why I keep phones close to me. I don't take this for granted at all. You know, I love every moment of this. I thank God for putting me in this position because I still remember where I was. So it's never I don't want your guys to look at me on the Instagram like, oh my God, that guy might act pompous and everything. Trust me, it's just me.
What are some of the things that they can do right now without them buying ads? Because you did all this with your hands.
Yeah.
With no automation.
Yeah.
So you did the DMs. What else did you do?
I did DMs. I was always jumping on people's lives, telling people, oh my goodness, you look good with my products on, even if they didn't have it on. You know what I'm saying? It just draw people attention to check it out. Good thing is you got reels now. So just think about little creative marketing things that you could be doing, you know, funny videos, but you got the products in there. So now your products is part of a viral situation. It's a lot of different ways that you guys can actually get out there without spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have students that started with $150 and he is now a millionaire. Right. And I have another student, $400, now a millionaire, $500. It's like that because you don't have to spend so much money up front. You know, just make sure your product good and everything. That's pretty much what my $50 monthly course break down. I'm posting that link back after I get the challenge started.
Okay, now when you go out, because you draw a lot of attention.
Yeah,
you attract a lot of attention. Tell us about that.
Yeah, man. My main goal in any room I'm in to make sure that I steal at least 75 to 80% of all the intention. You know what I'm saying? I want to take it from the room because I already know once I have it, I know exactly what to do with it. You know, I'm going to present in such a way where I'm leaving people with a lasting memory like, oh, okay, that guy is this. That guy is cool. He's not this guy on the internet because I don't know who knows me from the internet and who sees me in real life. So every time people see me in real life, you know, they might be like, I don't know, he might. I'm like, hey, how's it going? You know what I'm saying? Like super personable and, you know, and super humble, down to earth, man. You know what I'm saying? Not to toot my own home, but it ain't like I'm this guy that, no, you cannot touch me. You can't talk to me. That ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Like we met before. So, you know, it's like, it's never that to me. You know, I'd rather have more dollars than followers any day.
Now you go live, you go live a lot.
Yeah.
And go live and talk. And I've been watching you for years.
Come on.
I've been watching you for years. And I was thinking, darn, this dude, he just going ham. He just going crazy on this internet.
Yeah.
And but when I got a chance to meet you and watch you for 3 days at that conference, you were the most humble, laid back. I said, darn, this dude, he's an introvert. He don't even
Yeah.
talk. But it's almost like it's two people living inside of you. Because when
Yeah.
you're on Instagram, you like this Superman, somebody else. So tell us about that.
Yeah, man. It was something that I had to learn how to balance. I always wanted to keep to myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm the guy that go home and play his game and rather be in his drawers all day in his own house. But I realized that my message is bigger than my wants. My wants is I want to stay in the house. I want to chill. I want to do this and that. My message though, inspire people in different ways and help people out with the skills that I was blessed with, you know. So I had to learn how to get outside my own head and how to become more and be more. So it really was like me creating an alter ego. So the moment
Okay.
you know, I'm this bigger than life guy. I'm just out here. Ha ha ha. Yeah, yeah, you know, because that's what the internet needs to see. They need to see confidence in a rare form. That's what I understood about people in the beginning. Like we have to see confidence at the highest level, the same confidence that you would see from an athlete, the same confidence you would see from a rapper, the same confidence you would see from any of these other things. You have to see that out of a regular X9 to 5 person just to show you that you can do it as well. So I have to turn it up like times 10 just to get people to understand what's going on.
Now, you dropped out of school in the 11th grade.
Yes, sir.
How did you feel when you dropped out of school that day?
I didn't feel bad about my decision because I know I was doing it to provide for my daughter. So at that time I had a job. I had Chucky Cheese at that time still, but it was just hard to balance work and going to school and being attentive to my child's mother because she was always sick, you know, first child, of course. So, you know, it was a lot that we was trying to balance. And I was like, man, let me just quit school and, you know, and you know, I was always wanting to go back and get a piece of paper, but now I make a lot of paper, so I don't have to get one. I don't have to get one.
Now, what was your worst or most challenging day of your life?
Well, you know, that's a double part question. I guess the most challenging was that day, you know, outside with the gun incident. Because getting locked up was just, you know, getting in trouble and getting regular, that was regular. But actually my life being on the line, yeah, that was crazy. But my most challenging business day, I didn't see any growth. I didn't see any growth money wise. It was a stagnant week. I was spending every dollar that I spent, I got back in money. So I wasn't making no progress. And, you know, I'm like, oh, shoot, with my lifestyle I have now, which it wasn't even crazy, but I had paid for a lot of services, a lot of, you know, automatic services that had certain things to do with how I was even presenting myself. I'm like, shoot, this is like $80 a month to edit this. This is like $60 over here to just have this master website. So it was a lot, man. I'm like, yo, how do I fix this? You know, and it was a moment where I'm like, yo, I might have to get a job again. But I know I told myself I can't get a job, man. So right before I even walked out the house to even do that, I told my wife, I turned around and said, baby, I love you to death, but I can never go work again. You know, it's like you can't, like once you touch certain money and entrepreneurship, you can never go back because you're going to always be waiting for one person to say something wrong. That's me. Like you ain't going to be able to talk to me crazy. Like what, boy, I make more than you in a day than you do all year. Stop playing with me. You know? So I was like, nah, let me just go back to the drawing board and fix it. And that's what I did. I went back to the drawing board and I realized the way I was communicating with people was getting a little too redundant. So I had to switch up how I was communicating with people. You know, I already had them in there now, so I don't even have to talk to them like that. Now I just got to tell people how amazing we are, you know, because some people at that point, you have a lot of copycats, right? You have a lot of copycats and now they're trying to do the same thing you're doing. So it might take some of the market share away from you. But at that point, I just had to communicate with people and say, yo, I'm better than all of you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a point right before this that, no, it was right after this. This is when I found out that friends wasn't really friends in business world, especially people who you didn't know. So I'm getting down with a couple other companies, skincare companies as well. They were like, yo, man, it's amazing to see another Black person in space. I'm excited about that. I'm like, yeah. And I'm thinking, we finna, because I don't have too many people to hang out with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not out there. I'm an introvert in the house. So I'm like, oh, I finally met some Black business owner. Yeah, but the whole thing was a play. You know what I'm saying? It was trying to get me off of there. So they kept on reporting everything I was doing. I didn't know until one of the people who they paid to come over there and say, hey, they actually paid me to come say certain things about your store. You can pay me more and I won't say those things. That's how I found out. So when I approach people, I'm sitting there like, yo, how could you do this? This is crazy. This person, they said, listen, business is business. So at that point, now we have to go to a business war, right? Where we're sitting there trying to get each other, pretty much not. I don't never do the disrespectful, negative comments on your page because that's not even how I am, right? If I don't know your business, I'm not gonna even talk crap about it, right? So I'm over there trying to make sure that my prices equals theirs. So we're like competing on prices, and it wasn't until I came out with where it said, oh man, where it said, I don't think I got it in here. It's a box, right? It's a box that I sourced out, right? I spent majority of all the money I had left. And I spent it on these video boxes. These boxes, when you open it up, boom, it got a nice presentation in there. You have a video of the girls actually getting it. That pretty much shut it all down. I took all the market share back from everybody that was on there because it showed that I cared the most about my brand and I was willing to spend the most money. So after that, I didn't have no problems anymore. You know what I'm saying? But they were sending people over there and they was making it very hard for me to actually move on Instagram because, every 2 seconds you got somebody complaining about your products because they have people reporting your pictures and saying negative things underneath there, even though they're not even your customers. So.
Okay, there's some questions on here. What products do you sell?
Skincare, stretch mark creams, creams of that nature for the body.
What's your number one networking strategy tip?
I've just got into networking, man. like literally, I ain't leave the house until until well, let's say this year for real. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't leave. That was literally my first mastermind in a group setting that way. That was my first time speaking, man. When I met you, bro, that was literally like a month ago or less than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was like my first time actually speaking on the stage. Before it was all Instagram, and yeah, so now it's just, I would just say, get yourself out there, put yourself out there, and be present, be somebody that people want to talk to. That's what I said, because I'm not good at just going out there and starting a conversation like, hey, what's going on? It's never been me, right? People either got to know me or, like, you see me, you speak, I'm going to speak to you. Boom, 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 we start a conversation. But, I'm still working past my little introvert stage, which is crazy because people would never think that the Instagram me is the me in life.
Right.
It's been like that my whole life, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me being the youngest child and my closest sibling is like 14, so it's like, it was a huge gap. So I always had to create these characters in my head to play with. I'm like, okay, I got Jordan. Jordan is my middle name. And I feel like my little ego when it's like, okay, Jordan is sure about himself. Keenan is just, he's to himself. He knows what he does. He know how to work. But Jordan is the face. I'm the person that go out there and make things happen. The person that everybody loves to see on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the person that just like to chill with my family, kiss my babies and play with my children. That's it.
Because when you get on Instagram, it's almost like you done took a drug. You know how some women or men can drink and they turn into this other person, but then when they don't drink or not on the drug,
right,
they quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's crazy because people always ask me like, do you drink? Like, no, I don't drink. I only drink water. They're like, what? Yeah, so
Now, what would you tell the people about Instagram? Because a lot of people are scared of social media. They don't want to get with the social media that have businesses. Or what would you tell them about that?
Guys, you can absolutely not run a functional business in 2021 without social media, because the people who's the behemoths of brick and mortar, they're running to social media, because after COVID happened, social media sparked, the e-commerce sparked. It jumped tremendously because more people are shopping online than anything. And you want to go on the most popping platform, which is Instagram right now. I'm not on no other platform, guys. Which is it makes my business look good, like to investors, like, oh shoot, if he made 8 figures from Instagram alone, imagine what he'll do when we put a little SEO on it or this and that. I'm only on Instagram because I wanted to figure out the biggest platform. Once I master the biggest platform, I can figure out the rest of the little ones later. But the Instagram is something that I mastered, which is why I push it hard. I tell my students to stay on Instagram. All my millionaire students only marketed on Instagram. They only made their money off Instagram, just like me. And now, once we made X amount of dollars, now we can spread out there to those little markets, which is still huge, of course, but we just know all the attention is. All the attention is on Instagram. The young attention and the older attention and the middle attention. So yeah.
Now, your ex-girlfriend, the one before your wife.
Yeah.
Well, how does she feel about all this success?
She said she's proud, man. She said she's like, I'm happy for you, man. I'm like, yeah, all right. You know what I'm saying? So we keep it at that, you know what I'm saying? Because it was crazy. The way she left, that was pretty wild. I actually moved out the same hood apartment. I moved out because she wanted to go back to Alabama, but we knew there was nothing down there. I was only getting in trouble down there, and it was, her family's down there, of course, and she was never the person to cry, but she ended up crying about it. She really wanted to go back. So I uprooted my whole life, regardless of my family saying, no, y'all built something here, stay here. We packed the baby up. We all went down there. She left me on the first day that we moved down there. I put all the stuff in her mom's house. And, after I dropped her off, I gave her a kiss or whatever the case is. I'm at Checkers with my brother who helped us with the furniture, with little stuff that we had. And she gave me a call and said, I don't want to be with you no more. From now on, you're just my baby daddy. Of course, I'm thinking she's joking. Like, because that's like out of the blue. There was no signs. The sign is she wanted to move home, but, and when she told me what she told me, I'm like, nah, whatever. It would play on my mind because obviously I'm young, I'm in love, I had a child. So in my head, I got a family now. So, I was always been a romantic type of person. So I'm sitting over there hurt. I'm crying. I go to that house, so I went to the house the next day. It was raining. I'm beating on the door, the screen doors.
Yeah.
Beating on the screen door, I'm saying? I'm like, please, I don't care what's going on. I take you back. Please, just come on. Please come back home. Come back home. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry, whatever I did. She opens the door and she's laughing. She's like, boy, you look pitiful. Get up, get up. And I'm thinking, she laughed. I'm like, I knew you was playing with me. She's like, I ain't nah. It was a dude came behind her, man, and wrapped his hand around her waist. I was gone. So I was through. But then that's when I decided to move back. So I moved back, and luckily my sister friend was the manager of the hood apartment. So I got my same apartment back, and I just had to try to rebuild my life the best way I could.
So when he had his hand,
that's why I don't even tell all the story, because it sounds like it ain't real if I tell it, because it sounds so dang crazy. But that's literally my life.
So when you left, when you saw him and you left, how you had to be feeling really bad.
I was hurt, bro. I was hurt. I told my mama I can't stay down here no more because I was trying to get a job down there. At that point, my mom, she went back just to train somebody else. So she was like, hey, I can hook you up with an apartment. I'm like, mama, I can't stay down here. I got to go back. I got to go back to Florida. I have to. So I ended up going back to Florida by myself. It's crazy. I feel like I hear my baby crying. I wake up in the middle of the night, go in the other room with the bottle. Ain't nobody in there. I'm all on the floor. I'm all want to dang kill myself. All these little crazy thoughts coming in your head. It's like, yo, I need to do better. I need to feel better. So that's when I started discovering me and loving me a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Which kind of gave birth to the Instagram version of me now. You know what I'm saying? Because I started caring about myself more. I started doing my hair better. I started, feeling like I'm looking better, making sure I'm exfoliating, just taking care of myself, working out. Like, that's when I really got into the Papi Chulo role, because I had to do something to keep My little heart that was put back together in little pieces, that being crumbled. So I'm telling myself, boy, you good, boy, you him, you the man. We gonna show her. And that was, that's pretty much what it is. But just to answer your question, she says she proud, so you know how it goes,
Mm-hmm. Somebody said, how did you determine what product to sell?
Guys, I literally, when I started in affiliate marketing, I was marketing a lot of products. I tell people all the time, it's not about the product, it's about how you market it, right? As long as you have a product that everybody wants, that runs out every 30 days, right? We're gonna break it down in the challenge so you guys can understand. So make sure you join the challenge so I can break it down to you and help you find your perfect product. And I seen another question. Somebody said, are you finding the product or creating the product? We don't create anything. Don't recreate the wheel. Ain't no time for y'all to be Steve Jobs or nobody like that, right? Whoever created that, Zach Wozniak, whatever. There's no time for you to do that. It's only time for you to actually sit there and just private label products at first, and then you can create a formula once you get some success. Once you create some success for yourself, then you do it that way. But join the challenge for sure.
They said, what strategy made you the most money?
The same thing I've been doing, you know what I'm saying? Just really posting, working with influencers, you know what I'm saying? Going and doing that whole shebang back to back. There was really no difference, you know what I'm saying? I just stayed consistent. That's all it is. Once you stay consistent and you start getting sales, just ramp up on your marketing. Don't stop, don't slow down. You keep going, you know what I'm saying? Because the consistency is what's going to make you the most money. Because you can go from making $1,000 overnight, and if you keep working, now you made $2,000 a night. You keep working $5,000 a night, $10,000 a night. So it's pretty much like that.
Now, what's all that money doing in that box? What you?
Oh, that was the little perfect product challenge I was marketing. You see, and that's a whole nother thing, guys. Market. You got to market to how you want people to come in and get drawn in, or whatever the case is. And I tell everybody all the time, like, your perfect product could be in this box. The thing that can help you get to that multi-million-dollar status could be, right? And this is not even a sales pitch or whatever the case is. I genuinely do believe that everybody can be successful if you literally just try to get out there and put your face out there. The problem is, it's a lot of people that don't go after because they think they don't deserve it, Sort of a little bit of how I felt before, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Black, I can't do this. Well, how could I be successful when we have X, Y, and Z company that's ran by everybody else? That was my mindset. But I'm telling you, you can do anything you want to, for real, because I did it. Why you can't? And I did it the basic way. No automation. I didn't know what none of this stuff was until I went to the thing, to the training. So y'all can make this happen. Trust me.
Now,
it ain't hard.
Can you see this? You see this picture, Keenan?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Man, that was amazing, man. I got to actually show my mom the house, man. You know what I'm saying? And that was everything for me, man, because, for the longest, I just put my mama through so much, man. And I know after she adopted me and I'm over there cutting the food, acting crazy, doing all the most, turning into a little hellion. And I just always, in the back of my head, once I found out that I was adopted, I was like, dang, I put this woman through so much, who did nothing but love me, because I could have ended up in the trash can. I could have ended up anywhere else, because literally at that point, my birth mother was in that mindset that she just wanted to go on the side of the street and just have me and just walk away. And my mom gave me, and she provided a life for me, you know what I'm saying? And I can never pay her back enough, So the thing is, I'm building her house on side my land because I got 5 acres. I'm buying the next door property next door. That's for $700,000. That's another 5 acres. And we're going to create the Williams estate.
The Williams estate.
Yes, sir.
All right. And now, what's some other interesting things that man told you about this house?
Man, he was just telling me, like, he visited Italy and he stayed at this one house, and he modeled it after that house. After he came home, he immediately started working. His company was doing amazing at that point. I think he said it was I think like 20 million a year or something. And he ended up building that beautiful house that you see there. And now it's like a vacation rental for, the people at Shark Tank. They do their masterminds there.
Now, why did he want to sell the house?
he moved smaller. You know, his children is older now. You know what I'm saying? His son is already up in age, you know, as far as like, I think he's the same age as me. He's either a year younger than me or a year older. So, you know, and I'm 30. So he was like, yo, it's just too big of a house, blah, blah, blah. So he put it on the market for vacation rentals, and that's what he was doing for a while. But obviously with people breaking stuff, like they was used to always breaking the little stuff out there on the patio, you know, from being drunk or whatever the case is. He was like, yo, let's just sell it, you know, hope a good family that actually loves this house and care. And that's when he's seen it. So when he's seen it, you know, when he's seen us, when he's seen our, you know, our personality and our, you know, our eagerness and, you know, excitement, he was like, yo, I want you guys to move in, man. I'm like, dope.
Okay. Now, I wanted to ask you something. What do you like most about the house? What's your favorite?
That view, bro. When you first walk in, you look up. Oh my goodness, that's like what? Like, oh my, I like content. Oh my goodness, and everything I plan around is around content. Because I said if I'm ever going to move in a mansion, it has to be something that I love, not something that I like. I liked a lot of mansions that we looked at, but I love that one. I love the look of it. I love the theme that I can do with that house. It's so much I could do with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, far as content wise, you open it up and you see your butler and your maid on one side, and you just can walk up in your house. They giving you something to drink. Boom, boom, boom. Your bedroom, the bedroom ceiling, the master bedroom ceiling has like the crystals in the ceiling, like beautiful, man. So it's an amazing property. And what I'm gonna do next door to it, I'm gonna build a half basketball court, put a bowling alley in there as well, and a little you know, area for podcasting.
Now, you say you're 30 years old.
Yes, sir.
Very young. 30 years old.
I feel like I'm old as I don't know what, bro. You know, I feel like I've been doing this for too long.
So anything you want to leave the viewers with? I done put the challenge up here. Y'all click that link and get in on the challenge. What would you leave us with? There are a lot of people on here that are where you were years ago.
Yes, sir.
We all want the American dream. We all want money. We want to be able to take care of our family. We all want better lives, freedom. So what would you leave us with?
I would tell people, man, first of all, thank you for being available. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for being available to listen to brother right here, man. Very intelligent individual. You're in the right hands. But yeah, you're available now. And I would tell you to keep moving, never get stagnant, never get stuck. All right. Never get discouraged, because we have families that depend on us. They depend on us. And we have to leave a legacy. We have to. In this crazy world that we live in, the biggest thing that we can do is leave a legacy, leave something behind to show that we actually care, you know, because I see how people talk about people who started something and passed it down. When they talk about Sam Walton at Walmart, his kids get to talk about him all the time. His teachings is riddled inside Walmart. That's something that every last one of us should be having right now. Our children should be inheriting something of our good fruit that we put down. All right. The fruits of our labor should be passed down, but we cannot have fruits if we're not sitting there and even preparing for the harvest. Guys, you got to understand right now, it's time for you to move. And you know, as y'all just heard my whole story, I'm nobody, right? I'm just a guy that came out of the hood, man, who wanted better, who just didn't want to get murdered. I just didn't want to be a statistic. That's all. And the thing is, I became the 1% by not wanting to be a statistic. And the thing is, they always say, you want to become the top 1%, which is what my chain says right here. Do something that the 99% isn't doing. Start a business. The 99% of people is working 9 to 5, right? Start a business. Grow it. Build your dream. The American dream is whatever you want it to look like. You feel me? The American dream is whatever you want it to look like. It looked like selling products for me, you know, to get out the hood, right? Remember, people don't really care about the thing; they care about the results of what you tell them about. Don't sell the. I posted something before. I said, Don't sell the product, sell the problem you solve. Don't sell the product, sell the problem you solve. All you got to worry about right now is solving problems. Find out everybody's problems. If y'all want to literally narrow it down for the people who can't join the challenge, I really do advise you to join the challenge. But if you can't, here goes a little tip. Find the problems that we have, problems that women have, problems that men have. Find out how big of a market that is. Go from there.
We thank you, Keenan. Thank you for taking the time out and talking with us.
Yeah, man.
May God continue to bless you beyond measure. He's already blessed you beyond measure, but he's going to continue to bless you because you love God,
Yes,
you
sir.
love your wife, your family. So much love and respect.
Thank you, bro.
Seeing you.
Thank you for having me, bro. You know what I'm saying? This was amazing. It feels good to actually tell the story, man, because I still haven't really fully told it to anybody. I think you got the full version before everybody else do. So, you know, y'all heard it here, man. So before I become that and hit that billionaire status, my brother in here, y'all blessed. All y'all just got blessed. So let's make it happen.
All right. Peace out.
Yes, sir.